Well, hi. Welcome here. Welcome to our sunroom of comics.
Welcome to the podcast.
It's Talk Comics to Me time. I'm Champ Champenstein.
I'm Heather Hadfield.
And happy Pride Month to all our fellow queer people. We love you. And if you're not queer, please give money to all of the gay people in your life. Because they deserve it way more than you. Especially if they're, black or a person of color or trans. Throw your money at all of them. If you're rich,
they have things they need to buy.
Yeah. We all do.
I mean, support the real people.
The real gays.
The real gays.
Okay, so I have a fat stack. Heather is...
I got a tiny little stack.
Tiny boy, so...
I got a short dick today.
There's no problems with that. Go ahead.
Alright. So to kick this off, I've got this. This is the Trials of Loki. This is just a Marvel Tales reissue of the 4-issue series of the Trials of Loki, which if you have not read this, go back and listen to our episode. I can't remember what number it is. I'll put it in the comments. From during the pandemic when there were no comics coming out and Champ and I were doing weekly trades for our videos.
So it'd be one of the not new comic book days.
Yes. But this is a really sick deal because it's $7.99 and you get the entire series as opposed to the $29.99 hardcover that I bought with the exact same content.
But that cover is real sick. That cover is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really good. And this is one of my favorite Loki stories because it's not necessarily about Marvel Loki. It's more about the Norse mythology Loki and that story and his history of getting his mouth sewn shut, the snake, all of that stuff. It's really good. Yeah, but it's just him trying to fit in Asgard and not being able to do anything right because he is not on the same intellectual level as everyone else. And I mean that as in he is smarter and more clever. And people just don't understand him. So this is my boyfriend. This is Loki. His new show will be out next week. So read this.
And we'll be back on Wednesdays for at least that time being. So get ready for that too.
I'm going to be going a little crazy the next few weeks just talking about this magnificent person who also is gay.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Good.
Good job. I did talk about what it was about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. I just got really into it because I love Loki.
Yeah.
And,
no, you definitely did talk about what it was about.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so this is Pantomime. This is issue number 6. This was actually out a month ago, over a month ago.
Yeah.
It didn't show up, and then I forgot about it because I'm getting so many comics a week, and then it showed up. It's the last issue. It is... I really liked it. It's strange because the main character, I really liked her throughout. But I don't know if I can agree with the choice she made at the end because she felt really controlled by her brother. He, was kind of he injured himself to make sure they could stay together forever. And she kind of does something really, gross. Yeah, it is really gross.
It's some Cersei and Jaime shit.
Yeah, but not like that. But she basically turns the tables and blames every single thing that they've ever done, masterminding all of the robberies, killing certain people. She blames it all on her brother, and he ends up taking the rap for everybody. So it's
oh my god,
sorry,
I never thought to do that.
I just spoiled everything.
It's okay.
But I just I don't know, I liked it, but I feel I want to go back and read it as a whole because I guess for me also dealing with prison abolition in my head, I'm just but
why would you do that to your family?
Yeah, and even then, he was being controlling, he was being an asshole, but at that point, it's just sending him to prison.
But does he deserve that? No,
so it's just
that.
So it's one of those things where I struggle with that a little bit because my brain is broken. Because I'm a stupid SJW.
Look. You had to do it to him, I suppose. At least you're a good communist.
All right, we're gonna move on. I wouldn't call myself a communist.
I would not either, and I'm not even gonna get into
Yeah, that's
it.
a whole other conversation.
No.
So anyway, now lastly,
This is the last comic book of the day, guys. Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so this is the last issue of this as well. Like, several of my books ended this week. This is the last issue of Dead Dog's Bite. This is issue number 4. I love the way this ended. I did read, like, a fairly interesting review of it. I think it was on Comics FX, or XF. They were talking about how it kind of had, like, an anticlimactic ending in relation to, like, everything else, all the other, like, issues, but how the anticlimax is also just, like, a lot of, like, what's built underneath the story. I wish I should have gone back and read the other issues before I did this, but I don't brain, so I'm not going to. It's a really great ending. It's a really great way to wrap it up, and for me, coming out of it, it's just a lot about the friends you make, the decisions you make, and the secrets of small towns and, like, what people do to make or help those things continue. It's really interesting, and how kind of you just need to, like, break out of your small town and, like, think about other things, and it's really good. The art is really great. Pacing is amazing. I really enjoy Tyler Boss's art and the way he sets his panels up, because it really makes the story flow in an interesting way. And this was no exception, especially this last, like, issue. Like, there kind of is, like, an MS Etcher, like, staircase thing where he's talking about Alice in Wonderland, and then she, like, is watching, like, an old reel video of, like, stuff about the town, and it's kind of just, like, playing in that way too. So it's just, like, it's really good.
Was the mystery of her friends solved?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But it's just, like, it's not what you thought it was.
Right.
Like, I think that
she chose to go missing.
It's more than that.
Oh.
It's way more than that, and I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but it's an ending you didn't see. Like,
okay.
You knew there was another layer of everything, but honestly, when I found out what was happening, and I think this is why, the review was kind of saying it was anticlimactic, because it's just, like, it's one of those things where you're kind of sideswiped by just, like, what? But it just fits with all of the narrative so very well.
Okay.
So, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. 4 issues, so it'll probably be out in trade soon, and I don't know, please get it.
Everyone
please,
read it.
please get it. I think it's super enjoyable. Okay. Now I have Family Tree. This is also the last issue. This is issue number 12. And interesting story. I think it'd be better read in trade form, honestly, and kind of all together, because it is a little... I mean, the story is disjointed, and I don't feel like it does, like, the best job of explaining itself, but I also don't feel like it's necessary. I did like how it ended. I did like it, and I feel like it had a good message. So, I feel like post-apocalyptic stuff. That's the way to go. Trees. Feel like trees.
Feel like Earth.
Yeah, if you're an Earth dude.
Mother Nature.
Captain Planet Man.
And all that.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Alright, we have
shit. Hi.
We have the nice house on the lake. I don't want to say much about this first issue, because until everybody reads it, and it's like a few weeks out, because it's not what you think it is.
No. Did you enjoy it?
I did.
I greatly enjoyed this.
I love the art quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I love the setup.
Mm-hmm.
The colors. And, like, it's just, like, I love the little, like, infographics about everybody and the way it introduced them.
I loved all the symbols for people.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's
So I guess basically it's just about a group of friends who go back with this one guy at different parts of his life. They're just all invited to a lake house.
Yeah. It's billed as a horror book.
Yeah.
But I don't... Yes and no.
I think horror as in the idea of it couldn't be horrifying, but I feel like it's going to be more of like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Okay, so this is my last one by myself. This is Sam and His Talking Gun. This is issue number 3. This is just a story about a man who is betrayed by his closest friend / fake brother, and left for dead. Well, everyone else thinks that he's dead, but he's actually in a mental institution. That's where he got locked up. So he finally gets out and decides to get his revenge. And part of that is explaining to everyone in the company that he and his grandpa owned together that he is not dead, he is alive, and he's coming for this dude. So I really enjoy this. This is like a weird assassin story, but also with like a gun that talks. It's very strange. I like this particular issue a whole lot because it does a lot of the background explanations of things that are mentioned, and it makes more sense. So, Sam is Talking Gun.
Okay. Got some number ones now. I mean, yeah, all number ones. This is The Worst Dudes. This is just kind of about a raunchy group of spacemen.
Do they bang?
I mean, there is banging.
There's banging. I swear I had banging in another one of my books.
But a dude's looking for somebody and is looking for a pop star and has to team up with this little lion man, and it's a
Little Lion Man.
Yeah.
Mumford and Sons.
art's good.
I thought it was really funny. No, the art is really cool. What was that last page? No, it wasn't that. Maybe it was like, are there ads at the end?
No, they're like little comic strips.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had seen. I was like, that's cute.
Yeah, there's little extra like little one-off comics in the back. I mean, I probably won't keep reading this, but it wasn't not enjoyable. It was just kind of like, I have so much I'm reading, and this isn't something I need to add. But if you like, raunchy shit and really good art and fucking The Worst Dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Out of Body. This is issue number 1.
I actually read that one too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I was trying to read as much as I could at work today.
Art's really good. I don't know. I'm gonna get the second issue, I believe, just because I'm curious. But I don't know if this is necessarily something that I enjoy.
No, I had that problem with it. Like when you were talking about it yesterday, it felt very kind of all over the place. Like the way that the story is told.
It's the bones are there.
Yeah.
Like you can see it, but it's that issue didn't necessarily draw me in. Like the main character, I was just like, huh. Both of them, like the antagonist and the protagonist, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, no, I felt that same way about it. I was just like, okay, this is like an interesting concept, but I just don't know if I enjoyed the way that it was done.
Yeah, and I suppose there's a man in a coma. Let me give you what's happening. There's a man in a coma, and he is basically talking to a girl who speaks with spirits. And she is he's trying to figure out who murdered him, attempted to murder him, and she is like getting in contact with him as well as like dealing with some other evil forces.
Trying to figure out who he is, where he is, what he is doing.
Yeah, and that like mystery aspect, I was like, I don't care about this dude.
Yeah, no, I did not care. I was honestly hoping that his girlfriend was gonna kill him. I was like, fuck yeah, but.
So yeah, it's all right. Like it's not bad. Mm-hmm. Just a book.
It's just a book.
Well, like I said, I'll check out the second issue, see if it builds up more.
If it's worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we both have Basilisk.
I just read it,
and I just got this particular issue because this Christian Ward art was pretty badass. I couldn't help myself. It's just really good.
We love him.
Yeah, we do love him. So this, we can't remember what this list is, and it's a really weird first issue.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
I was like trying to, because someone at work had asked like, well, are there any good like number ones that had come out? And I was like, well, I just read this and I think I enjoyed it. He was like, what is it about? And I said, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I I don't understand what's happening, but it was like, I'm interested, because it was like, maybe it's because I am so lost with it, because I can't remember what it was supposed to be about, but...
I mean, basically, a cult sort of deal is put together, and it seems like they have, at some point, killed lots of people. And one of them has split off and was doing her own thing, and she gets kidnapped, and it's kind of like, then everything's wrapped into that. It's interesting, and the art was really beautiful.
Yeah.
I will read the second issue, because, I would like some clarity on just what's happening. And I feel like, and this might be why I don't necessarily like Cullen Bunn books, is I feel like his number ones go a lot like this. Like, it was really quick to read, but it was just like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, like, he just gets you interested enough, and then it's like the second issue comes out, and it's like, dude, why did I waste my time with this? This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, and maybe if I filled out the rest of the issues, sometimes it works out, but I'm, like I said, should try him again, because there's been several of his books I like recently, but...
Yeah, I read that, Phantom of the Scan, and I really enjoyed that one. Was not expecting that at all, so I don't know, maybe he's back.
I mean, and I feel like, with some writers it does fluctuate.
Because the last thing that I even enjoyed by him was Regression. Mm-hmm. And I think that was mainly because of the story paired with the art.
Yeah, because I liked that first story arc of Regression, and then after that I was like, no.
Yeah, I remember liking the ending too, but I can't remember what it was now, because it's been so long since I read it. But anyway.
Yeah, I think that was probably the last thing I read by him too. Okay, I got more.
Oh, more. Okay. Yep. I did not read that yet.
I have Autumnal number 7, and since Heather did not read it yet, I will not really talk about it. Art's still beautiful. So good. Art and colors are so good. I'm really interested in what this book is going to, like, wrap itself up and do. Because it's really good. It's so good. And this is Hollow Heart 4.
Keep on going.
I'm just going to slide on through it. One more issue left of this, I believe. Can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe a few more. Who knows? So Mateo and Elle are living together after Elle's escape, and Elle's kind of figuring out there's some other motives that might be happening. But I still like it. It's a weird book. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a very strange look on things, and I do want to go back and, like, read it as a whole, because I like the narration a lot, and I do enjoy the story, but I just feel like it's one of those things, reading month to month, that's a little bit harder to catch, like, the subtleties I should be catching, especially, like, on top of, like, a pile of books I'm reading, where I'm trying to catch other things as well.
Yeah. Like, dense books like that, like, emotionally dense, I feel like you do need to read those, like, separately, or, like all together. They're confusing.
Yeah, I was like, they can be a lot.
Yeah.
Alright, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Batman, Catwoman.
Or as we renamed it, Catwoman and Joker.
This is issue number 5. She is standing extremely weird.
You don't ever stand like that?
No, it looks like she's gonna shit herself.
I mean, that's how I flex on people. Yeah, just
she's standing like Donald Trump. Like, she's literally standing like Donald Trump right now. Anyway, sorry. Just continuing the story is like one of the best ways that you put it. Mm-hmm. Like, just chugging along. Harley Quinn's in this.
Old lady Harley Quinn with a tight butt and a nice rack, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
And a weird mask.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Because she's got an old lady face. Old lady face, but like young bitch body.
Yeah, it's weird. The bodies are weird. The only one I'm into in this one is Batman's.
Batman does look great.
Yeah, Batman. I feel really weird because lately I'm just like, dude, Batman's hot as hell. I'd let him carry me like that.
Yeah.
I'd probably lay exactly like that too.
So I mean, it's kind of just a book, really.
Yeah. It's a weird thing because it's like a classic classic Tom King murder mystery, but at the same time it's not.
Yeah, because you know what's going on,
Yeah.
you know who the killer is, but you're kind of trying to figure out the subtext of why that is, I think.
I feel like this is going to become, like, near the end, some deeper story about Batman and Catwoman's relationship. Like, it's going to be an allegory for something, or just...
I can't take 12 issues of an allegory.
But that's what I feel like, that's the feeling I get from this, where it's like, okay, we're going to start it off and this is going to be the plot. Joker, dead. Catwoman's a part of it. But relationship problems. And I feel like everything's going to stem from, like, the first few issues, and then when it gets near the end, that's when they're going to have... I don't know. Maybe that's just what I want, because I want them to keep banging, but...
I mean, they obviously do keep banging.
They do, but I'm just saying, there's probably, like, I don't know, marriage counseling or something. I know they don't get married, but they probably have to do something like that, because they have a lot of problems between the two of them, and they need to work it out, so there could be a P&V, you know? Am I wrong?
Sorry, I was just trying to drink my coffee as you said that. No, I guess not.
I mean, if you want the relationship to work, you need to talk about stuff.
Tom King offered me banging, and there's been, like, little banging. But, I mean, if Clayman's just gonna draw asses like that, might as well just give us full on.
You're gonna put bodies on display like that, you better have them naked.
Alright, our brains are rotten. I'm gonna go talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is issue number 26. Just another big bad coming.
Who's the big bad in this? Do you know? Is Spike in this?
No.
Okay, because I saw him on a cover for one of the next ones coming up, I think.
The mayor is in this.
Oh.
But, I don't know, man. It's just like, this issue, like the rest of the issues, just kind of, just suffers from, like, lack of anything.
Depth.
Yeah, like, it's not even... Yeah, because you have no character depth, you have no story depth, and it's just, like... all of the things are really anticlimactic. I
feel like they could have solved this problem had they kept Dan Mora on the art.
I don't think they could have. Like,
that's probably why Dan Mora was done. He was like, I can't. I did 4 issues of this, and I have no idea where you're going with it.
The art, because the art is really great right now, and there has been, like, I feel like the art's been pretty solid for a grip of time now. But it's just the story is like it's there, but it's not. Like, it has the potential, especially with the way it started out, to, like, actually do something. But it is just really one-dimensional, and it's kind of just, like, throwing everything. Like, even Xander's death, which should have been... It should have, like, hit me in any sort of way. Was just kind of like, oh, is he actually dead? Yeah. And that was, like, my real... Like, and still, I guess, kind of a question. But, yeah, I mean, he seems dead. So, it's... I don't know.
Is it just, like, lazy?
And I don't feel like it's lazy. I just don't feel like it's fleshed out.
Yeah.
Or that, like, maybe they don't have enough time or enough issues to tell the stories they want to do. Or maybe it just suffers from not necessarily, like, having story arcs or, like, seasons or, like, creature features, even. And which is something that does happen in Buffy. I don't know. I just keep reading it because I want it to be better because it has... It can be better.
Yeah.
But it's just not delivering, which is really depressing.
I mean, I feel like that's with the Buffy franchise, though. It's like they have so much content, but the only thing really that's worth it is just the show.
Yeah.
And it's cool that they try because sometimes they do get, like, different stories told. Like, I know the Spike comics that was out, like, several years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, James Marsters had a part in that, and so I feel like that was the only reason why it was good, because it was the person who played that character that was like, hey, here's a little bit more of Spike for you that's not in the shows, so it like makes sense. But I know a lot of the, like, comic versions of Buffy are just the show.
Yeah, basically. And some, like, I have read older versions of Buffy comics, and I did enjoy them for the most part, but they also were, like, wildly different. Where this is wildly different, and it has the ability to be something completely different with different characters, like different ways that people are, but it just relies too much on like the past and the show, and while also just being like, but we have this, it's new, and it's like, but
so you don't know like what's canon.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just like they're asking their reader to do too much. So it's like, we're not...
They don't want to put any effort into this new story because all of this stuff is already out there.
Yeah, that's kind of it. So it's like, we're not building these characters because you should already know who these characters are. But it's like, but these are new characters. These are completely different versions of what we know. And even, even in the last issue where they go to the other universe, they show that. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's just like, okay...
I get that.
Do the thing then. Like
this Xander would not make the same decisions as this Xander. Yeah. And yet you're acting like that's what would happen.
Yeah.
That's lame. That's part of the reason why I just like dropped off of it. It was just I didn't like the disconnect, I guess.
And I don't think it, I mean, honestly, the fact that I'm still reading it is kind of ludicrous, but there's been like issues where I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting, and then it's just like, fumbles into another issue, and it's just like, okay, well, the interesting thing you gave me isn't here anymore, so I don't care. Like, you built something here, but then you're just like, that's really what it is. It just feels like they kind of fumble the ball. It's like, here's this, boom.
We have so many ideas. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well, and then, so now let's throw something else here. And it's like, no, we don't have to do this. Yeah. Okay. I've complained about that book enough.
Are we both? Okay.
Yeah, we both got this. This is Deadly Class. This is issue number 46. Savior Generation Part 2. It is 1997.
What did I say about him yesterday? I can't remember what I said.
That he's an asshole, but you would still fuck him. Which, yeah, I'm sure you would. I just hate this dude so much. This is like literally a dude. I would
have so much fun with him.
A dude who would like come up to you at a party, not know you, and be like, "Hey, do you have drugs?"
And I'd be like, "Yeah, let me see your scars. Does that one go all the way down?"
Like just the dumbest motherfucker.
Yeah,
in the
he's
room.
very, very pretentious, arrogant for like no reason, which is so confusing to me. But there's something still that I just really like about him, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I see a bit of myself in him.
I think it's just like he's also human. He's like a very human person, like Marcus. It's a weird thing because I do not traditionally like these types of characters. Like they are like absolutely horrendous people who are scheming for themselves all the time. But I do like Marcus, which is why one of the things about him that is so disappointing to me is that he like can't seem to redeem himself. Because it's just like you have the ability to be a good person. Like you can see it. Like you see those moments, and then it's just like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and just be a complete fuck up.
And I wonder how much of it is like, obviously the trauma and stuff from like growing up and then being put into this sort of situation and then always being by himself and only having himself and like not knowing what to do with other people, because you see it even like throughout this issue when he's with his friends.
But he's still scheming,
right? No, like, right, but like how much of that is like he doesn't know how to just like be with them, like he doesn't see like what's in front of him because he's just never accepted it before.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying that like, oh, maybe that's why he's a bad person, because he is a bad person. I'm just like, I guess trying to understand more.
Spitballing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because he did get the shit end of the stick like a majority of his life.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't know. I think he wants to do better, but he's just been doing this for so long that he doesn't know how to not do this. No excuses. I'd still bang him, but...
No, I don't think I don't think that's wrong. I think it's, really correct. But I also, I just don't know. I don't think, and that's the thing, as I think about this book more and as it progresses and as I see it progress and like the things that it does, I just don't think he will ever get any sort of redemption for myself or for him or for his friends, the people he's killed. Like,
I don't feel like he deserves it. As much as I do like him as a character, I don't feel like that would be a satisfying way for him to go. I personally don't feel like he deserves to be redeemed after all the shit that he's done. I think that he can try.
Well, when I say redeemed, I don't mean like a Game of Thrones sort of redemption like that. What I'm talking about is like that self-realization, that self-reflection.
Right.
Like that ability to recognize the horrors you've done and what that means.
I don't think he, unless he stops like doing all those drugs and drinking.
Well,
and
then
shit,
that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that would be the redemption. It's like, it's not necessarily like, all right, I'm gonna go be like
just looks at himself in the mirror one day.
A doctor now. I'm gonna go get some kids out of gangs and like, that sort of shit. But I think.
Damn it! Sorry, I was just about to say. Well, for that to happen, Heroin Bob would have to die.
But yeah, so it's just like it's just one of those things for me, and I don't feel like it's gonna have that ending, or if it does, it has to do it in a way where it's very fully realized.
Yeah.
I just want people to see when they've done wrong.
Yeah, but it's also, he is the type of person that doesn't think he's doing anything wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're
not wrong.
I'm usually not.
All right.
So anyway, that was Deadly Class. We enjoy.
Yeah, we like Deadly Class. It's a really good book. I mean, 46 issues in, it's lasted 5-6 years.
Yeah,
it's been
that.
It's been a long time, longer than that. Okay, so you ready for this?
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, so this is the last issue of Bliss.
More drugs.
More drugs.
This one fucked me up.
Yeah, this book was heavy. It had, I feel like, some hiccups in places with the story, but fully, I mean, it meant a lot to me personally, which is really weird when I read it. So it's kind of just about forgiveness and the evils that you've done and the consequences of your actions, and then once again, like kind of what I said there, fully realizing what you have done, how you've hurt others. And it's also just about how other people, when they've been hurt, can't
get over it.
Really, yeah, they can't handle that pain, especially when it's such a heavy pain and they want to get that aggression out no matter what, even if that costs somebody else their life.
Because they know who's responsible for that source of pain. And
yeah.
It's also about family.
It's also about families.
And family forgiveness and, forgiving the trauma of your childhood, I guess.
Yeah, more about dads. More about fathers than anything else. And Sean Lewis puts a little coda after this, which the ending of this book was already just like
I couldn't read
heavy.
I haven't read coda yet. I'm saving it. I know.
The coda is the best part. Coda is easily the best part and the part that got me the most, because Sean Lewis talks about his relationship with his own father, what that meant to him, and what that has done with his relationship with his son, and how he wants to teach his son, and all of these things. The last page particularly was really great. He's just basically telling his son about, sometimes you fall, sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you're not good, and, he just, asks his dad, what, he's like, it just matters how you get up, and he's like, how does that feel? And he's like, it'll feel perfect, and he goes, it will be bliss, and it's just I don't know. I particularly love this. I think, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's only 8 issues though, and I do think it is worth a read because it just deals with a lot. Because there's addiction and stuff too. It's not a gentle story.
No, it's not, and it doesn't really hold your hand when it's going through it. I mean, in a way it does, because it does place it in this fantasy world. So you're at least not 100% there, kind of like with Middle West, you know? And that's like, this kind of reminded me of Middle West, but in like this very realistic, different way, because it is dealing with those same like scars of childhood and family trauma and drugs, and not necessarily drugs in Middle West, but at the same time, kind of
anger,
power, But yeah, just really good, I think, especially if you deal with father issues. If you deal with any daddy issues whatsoever, or even some sort of strained relationship with your father, any sort of parent, I think it really...
I think we have those in abundance.
Yeah.
Between the two of us.
I think it really speaks really well to, like, those things. And I think, especially with the coda involved, it gives you such a full picture, and it's really beautiful. The art's beautiful. The story's beautiful.
I only had one complaint.
The AOC. Yeah. No, that was it, literally it. Like, for the whole book, that character that looked like AOC, that was... And I feel like she took it back a notch on this last issue.
And it was honestly in that first issue where she makes that appearance where it was like, excuse me? I feel like that was the only time where it was really like that. Because, in this... The few pages that she's in, like, there's a resemblance, but her features are exaggerated differently than they were, which I'm glad.
The faces in this issue are really good.
Yeah.
Just, like, very emotive. Ugh.
Yeah, I read this at work and it made me cry, so...
Heather told me not to read it at work, but I still did, and I also cried. And then a woman came up, and I had to do the thing again where I was like, I'm sorry, I just read a really, really sad comic book. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay, I knew better.
It's like I always say, I'm usually not wrong.
What would you like to drink?
My tears.
Do you want some coffee?
Oh, goodness, that's me every day.
And then Chris made me watch that Won't You Be My Neighbor movie last night, so... I cried over other stupid shit.
I would not be able to watch that. I look at him and just get super emotional.
I've literally avoided watching it because I knew I was going to get emotional.
Oh, yeah.
I made it almost to the end. Like, the last, 30 minutes, there was one particular part where they're singing a song about not being a mistake. Baby lost their mind.
Yeah. There's two men... that when I see them, that are famous, that every time I see them, I get, this weird chest pain. Because it just makes me, overwhelmingly happy and sad at the same time. Mr. Rogers is one of them. Robin Williams is the other. I cannot watch a movie that has Robin Williams in it at all without losing my mind.
Understandable.
I watched World's Greatest Dad a few weeks ago, and I was, crying throughout the entire thing. I was like, why am I crying?
What about the movie, what's a 1 hour photo?
Yeah.
Where he's a murderer?
I love that movie.
Should watch that, see if you cry.
But I will.
He doesn't even look like himself in that movie.
I know, I just love Robin Williams.
Okay, we're gonna stop talking about sad shit now.
Sorry.
We're gonna move on to the Hellfire Gala.
So, this one's first, right?
Yes.
Okay, I did do it in the right order.
Oh, I surprisingly put it in the right order as well.
I was making sure because I couldn't remember. This is Marauders. This is the first part of the Hellfire Gala. This is issue 21. It's not like X of Swords, how they did that, where it's 1 through 22. No, this is just this is just it.
And really, you could pick up whatever random issues you want and piece together what's happening. So this just starts off the gala. Emma Frost is being very Emma Frost, has several outfit changes.
Yeah, which she mentions, and I love that.
And it's just kind of giving you pieces of what's happening at the gala, just here and there, and then they leave you with a mystery of something that's happened.
I'm trying to find, there's a page in here that I really, really enjoyed. Well, first of all, this one. She's talking about how Captain America's checking her out.
Yeah.
It was because of a background that I really enjoyed it. Anyway, I don't remember. I can't find it. It was good. It's good. I really like Marauders.
Yeah, no, I really like this issue. I really like the setup they did for the gala and being okay, so there's just people from different places and here the mutants are doing, and here's like little
the background characters,
little
everything.
snippets of the night. Though I don't know if you saw the guest list for the celebrity guest list, which is absolutely laughable.
No,
because I don't know if it's in here, but they posted it on Marvel's Twitter. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah.
Eminem's on it.
Of course he is.
So
why wouldn't he be?
It's like if a guest list was made in 2010, or early 2000s.
That's
it's just
surprising considering Emma did this.
It's just like I said, I'll have to send you the list. I'll post it for other people. But
I feel like Eminem's always relevant though.
No, absolutely not. Conan was in a shot, but it's like Conan O'Brien. Just like, come on, my dudes. This is a fucking Hellfire Gala. It's like, this is like the Met Gala. Like, why are you inviting Conan O'Brien, motherfuckers?
Because he's tall. He's got legs. He can be elegant. Have you ever seen him?
No, never seen Conan O'Brien in my life.
I feel like they should have invited Craig Ferguson, if we're going to be honest here.
Alright, so, you ready?
Yes.
This is X-Force.
Which this whole series, I don't think I'll ever take it off my poll if it continues, because I just love this so much.
And this is issue number 20. This is basically what X-Force is doing during the gala, keeping security.
Yeah, their security kills me. Look at that butt, dude. I can't.
And Beast gets found out.
Beast is a little shit. Which we've said this before, but he is doing things that are going to get him in trouble.
Yeah, they are absolutely going to get him in trouble, as we see in this particular issue, because he's just too up his own ass.
He thinks he's smarter. Not to diminish his intelligence, but he is acting smarter than he actually is.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really do like a lot of what happened in this X-Force issue. It's just really good.
Yeah, it was. I say this after every issue of anything recently, but I really enjoy the art.
I would say the art is so good.
Yeah,
and when Emma turns all steel, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's not right, but she turns into steel. That's what she does now.
It's I don't know. It's very, very good. There's also a little cameo in here, which was one of my favorite parts of the entire book, and I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah,
it was just silly. It was fun. Okay.
It was silly and fun.
It was silly and fun.
And then on to something else more silly and fun.
Yeah, I love this.
This is Hellions. This is issue number 12, the next part of the gala. The Hellions, not all of them were invited to the gala, but
they decided to go anyway.
I say, who does a party crash?
Yep.
It's great.
I love it. They're just let's get as drunk as possible and just have fun.
Just do chaos.
Fuck your invites.
Yeah. It is a really good issue. I'm really excited to see what happens at this gala. I don't even care about what the big surprise is. I just kind of want to see what they're all doing at this party.
Yeah.
Honestly, why even have a big surprise? Just have a big party.
It's
give me party. I don't care about anything else. Subtext, whatever.
I hate it so much.
Looks like Willy Wonka.
I know. I couldn't do it. I saw that and I was just of all the things you could have worn.
Yeah, Magneto really looks like Willy Wonka.
He lost it. He lost his damn mind. Him and Xavier just need to get their heads out of each other's assholes and just dress better and be better. Anyway, the art is just fantastic in this.
Yeah, art is also really good in that one.
And I've been feeling really bad because I read the first issue of Hellions and loved it, and then just never read anything after that. And I'm I don't know why I didn't, because I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I think the thing is the problem with X-Men most of the time is there's just too many X-Men books, so it's just you really have to pick and choose your battles of what is going to make the cut. And I do feel Hellions is a solid ass book. I do. I read the first 3 issues. Maybe more than that. The first
I feel you did the first arc.
Yeah, I was I did quite a few issues, but it was one of those things where I just have, just too many books, so making that choice of what's going to make the cut.
Which is a shame because that's exactly what I did with it too. That's why I just didn't pick it up. I have too much stuff and other stuff that I'm enjoying, and some of the other things I've been enjoying then I just don't as much now. But if I would have just picked this up, I'm sure I would have enjoyed it the entire time.
Yeah, and I've only heard really good things about Hellions from people that I
Hellions has been slept on.
So if you get the chance, go pick up just Hellions.
Read Hellions.
And that's it. We did it. We ran through it fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So go enjoy your Pride Month. Go do gay shit. Give gay people your money once again. And
support us.
Support us.
Send us messages and tell us how good we're doing, how much you love us.
That would mean the most. So absolutely do that. As always,
we are your hosts.
With the most.
Yeah.
Go to your local comic book shop. Support comic book stores, please.
Keep us in business.
Yeah.
So we can tell you more about comics. Yeah. Just give us money. I'm just gonna ask. I'm not gonna walk around it anymore. Just give us money for just being us.
Support your local libraries. Support your friends. Do good things, as always.
Be good people.
We love you, and we will see you next time.